What is up, guys? It is Zach Cloche. I'm still recovering from COVID, and I wanted to make a video today because I can. So it's not that horrible anymore, but it's still noticeable. Like my energy just kind of dipped. Um, yeah, maybe I think we'll do something today. So let's get into building something off the top of my head. Um, so the first thing when I build stuff is I'm going to make a folder, new project, open up, boom, open with code. Now, what we're going to build or talk about today is up to what I'm about to type right here. So I'm going to say main.py. And you know what? I think we can explore strings today. Let's explore strings because those are basic and every new person should know everything about strings. So first, let's find out every single part there is to a string. So we know a few things. So we know a basic string can be made of either single quotes or double quotes. Oops. Like so. So this can be a string is any sequence of text or yeah, I would say text is a sequence of characters that are typically between quotes. Actually, they have to be between some type of quote. So that's how you make a string. So ABC is a string. ABC is also a string. This one has 3 characters. This one has 6, or no, sorry, 5, including the empty spaces. So those are both strings. You can also make a string out of a number if you say, let's see like this. We can use the string method and we can turn data types that aren't strings into strings. So that's out of a number. This is out of a list. This is out of a float. This is out of a dictionary. And this is out of, let's see. I mean, I guess like a tuple is like the last one. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways you can make strings. These are pretty much all of the basic versions. Now, that is only part of it. Strings also have a bunch of functions. So after you have your string, so a string or a basic string, just like this one, I'll grab that, paste it down here. Whoops. Also, while I'm at it, I can show you how to check and print these strings once you have them. So in order to visualize what these strings look like, one, you can either do it in your REPL, which if you open up a new terminal like here, and then you say Python, you can say, I don't know, a basic string equals ABC, a basic string, then you just type it and it'll print out the result down there. Or you can just use the print statement. So after any part of this, and now I'm regretting not calling it just string. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just delete all of these like that. And now we have a bunch of strings. So yeah, now we can just print string here. And notice I called it string, and I can call it string because the Python representation of the string class is str, not the full word string. So I could just paste this between all of these like so, then press play or run my Python script and it will print every single one of these. So yep, ABC, ABC, that's the number, that's the list in a string format, 1.5, key and a value, and a tuple. So yeah, that is all of the different string types. There's also like that works with most data types, so that's just a way of viewing it. Now, so those are just how you can create a string in general. So let's go to the next part and talk about the different ways, or let's talk about the string methods. So if we look down here again, and we say print star dir, create an empty string like that, and then say separate equals \n. So this is just going to give us a big list of the different attributes and functions attributes and methods of a string. And actually I think on a string it's mostly methods, so let's find out. So yeah, we have a lot to work with here. So there's capitalize. So yeah, let's actually use some of these. So we have our string. So we're going to print string.capitalize. And also, we're going to reassign our string. So I'm just going to say string equals Bob, Saget. No, well, we'll just say Bob. Actually, you know what? Let's say Bob Saget. I don't know if that's how you spell his name, but he's a famous guy that I think he recently passed away. But he's the first thing that came to my mind, so we're using him. So let's see. Now that we have our Bob, we're going to say, or I'm just going to show you what the output would be for a lot of these. So we're going to say string.capitalize like that, and this will turn this into Bob Saget like this, whereas at first it starts lowercase, now it is upper. Now it doesn't change the initial string you have. So if you name it, all it does is it actually creates a new one. So new string. It does something closer to this because it does not change the original string. All it does is it creates a new version of the original string you had. So what else is there? We have capitalize, we have case fold, which I'm pretty sure just makes it like all lowercase. Bob Saget like that. We can test that right here. Let's run it. Oops. Or actually, you know what? String equals A, B, C, D, lowercase. And then I'm just going to say string.casehold. And boom, yep, all lowercase. So this is actually preferred over using lower whenever you're checking for if there's a particular string in like a list or something. So let's see. Do center. Ooh, center. Okay, so center I haven't actually played with, so we can take a look at that now. So string is just going to be hello, and we're going to say string.center. Expected. Okay, so let's see string.center. Let's get help on this, and returns a centered string of length width. Okay, so width is an integer, I'm assuming. So we're gonna say string.center and then oops, 10. Oh wow, I actually didn't know about this one. Okay, so this centers text at a given area. So yeah, if you say string 10, it centers your text within 10 character space. If you say 50, it does it like this. So that's pretty neat. I actually didn't know about that one until today. So that is fun. Yeah, so let's see. There's count. What is string count? String.count. Oh, okay. So I think, yeah, it counts like a given character. So if our string is hello and I say count, the L's should say 2. Okay, so that's pretty neat. I'm going to store these up here, by the way, just so we have them. So let's see. New string equals string dot center 50, just so we know how it looks. Or let's say 10 again. We'll copy this guy. Hello. There we go. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Now new string dot or character count string dot count. And in this one we're going to say let's see, we're going to count the bees 2 like that. Let's see here. Okay, so we found those. Let's try the next ones. Yeah, we're gonna explore deep today. So encode. Oh wait, okay. So encode is a bit. Yeah, it's a bit harder. Encode. Oh, okay. So it just makes, what does encode do? String dot encode. Encoding. Right, so by default, encode the string using the codec registered for encoding. Okay, so that means, yeah, so that goes into more, that it's a bit more of a complicated topic, so I won't explain that very much, but if you ever have issues with text formatting like UTF-8 or UTF-16 LE or something like that, it looks like this can be useful for that situation. I've personally don't think I've ever used it directly, but I have used packages that have used something to do with encoding. So cool. I won't write that down because it doesn't seem useful that often. So let's explore something else. But ends with, okay, so ends with is just whether or not it ends with something. So if I say string and I say string dot ends with, and then I say, I don't know, eggs, does it end with eggs? No, it does not. But does it end with LO? Yes, it does. Does it actually end in O? Yes, it does. Does it end in OL? No, it does not. Yeah, so it checks whether or not like the ending of the string has whatever characters you put in, and it'll check like if you like for however far up you go. Like if I say ELLO, that returns true in the context of hello. And if I just return ELL, that returns false because that is not true. Next, we're going to explore ends with expand. Okay, so this one I actually don't know what that does. So string dot expand tabs. What is that one? String dot expand tabs. Return a copy where all tab characters are expanded using spaces. If tab size is not given, what does that mean exactly? Okay, so if I say h tab high, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So if we say string equals tab hello tab, then I say string dot expand tabs. Okay, right. All right, so I literally don't fully understand what that does. But I do see that there are more spaces now, but there's also 4 spaces on that side and 8 spaces on this side. So that I don't fully understand. Anyway, let's just go to the next one. So, oh my God. Yeah, okay, there is actually quite a lot. Well, you know what? This is just going to be an exploration video, it looks like. Ends with, okay, find. Okay, so that find, it looks like will say string equals hello. String dot find, I guess it finds the index of a given character inside of a string. So, right. So it finds the first one. And then if we say, oh, yeah, like if we say string and then try to, it's not parse, slice. So if we get the 4th index position, or maybe it's index. Yeah, I forget exactly. Either way, we can see that if we say string for here, it gets us this. Oh, now that's actually something interesting because strings are actually iterable. Strings are iterables. What that means is if I have a string and say x equals hello, then I say for I or for character in x, print, character, it's gonna print each of these. If I say list of x, it's gonna take each item inside of x and split it like so. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, that just means you can iterate through them in for loops or whatever. But especially in for loops, that seems to be the most common use case for iterables. Next, what else we got? Find format. Okay, so format is actually pretty cool and I would say really useful. So like, let's say we have a string and we want to have like a template. So if I say my name is, and then I just put these two open brackets here, I'm going to say string. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call this template. So I'm going to say template is my name is. Then I'm going to say template dot format, and then I'm just going to add some text like Zach. Boom. So it automatically fills up this string with the name Zach. Now, when you don't put anything inside of these, it works. Format takes in a positional argument in this case, whereas if there was some text in here, so if I said template equals my name is name, like that, and I say template dot format, the same thing. Now it won't work because it was expecting a keyword instead of just a positional argument in the dot format method. So what you would do is just say you want to format this string, but you want to say the name is equal to whatever you want the name to be. So I'm going to say the name is equal to Zach. And that is a way to template your code. Also another way to make a string, and this is going to be a multi-line string. So multi-line string equals, and you're going to use triple quotes. They can be either triple double quotes or regular, or sorry, single quotes. And you can do something like this. Or wait, let's see. Like this. Hi, my name is name. I'm age and do job for a living. So you can create these pretty neat templates like this. So you can have your multi-line string, pretty much build a template there, and then say print multi-line string dot format. And then it doesn't actually matter the order you put these in now. So you can say name equals Zach, age equals 96, and then job equals programmer. So that can be something that you do. We can print this, play. Yeah, then we have this nice, actually already formatted template, but using Python. And now the data is automatically dynamic. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, so format's actually a cool one. Let's see. And next we can use, okay, so format map. This I actually have no clue what it is, so we're gonna explore. So string.format map, we're gonna ask for help here. Okay, so S format map, return a formatted version of the string using substitutions from mapping. Okay, so if I say string equals hello name, and I say string dot format map, int is object is not scriptable. One. List indices must be integers or slices. Not a string. All right, I'll need to come back to that at another time because currently I don't understand what this one does. So let's see. format index. Okay, so index is that one's relatively easy. And then like, oh yeah, so there's a bunch of these like checks about whether it like a string is a certain format, funny enough. Let's see. Okay, so like how do I do this? Let's see, string dot index 4. No. What is index? Help string dot index. Return the lowest index in S where substring sub is found. So if I say, okay, hello dot index L, what's the difference between that and find? Those seem to do, okay, help. They look like the same thing. And they have the same documentation. Oh wait, okay, so find returns -1 on failure, and index raises a value error. Okay, so that's interesting and weird. Alrighty. Okay, yeah, I don't fully understand that, but it's okay. It's just another version of find, or I guess it's a more accurate version because it finds the index. So let's just go to the next one. So I can explore these, but like really they're just like I can just like I can tell you what most of these do. Is alpha that just checks whether or not a string is only alphanumeric characters, at least I believe, or maybe it just has to be a single one. Yeah, alnum is for numbers or letters. Alpha is just letters. That one, at one point I knew what that meant, but now I kind of forgot. I think that just means like if it's like any known character. That could be wrong though. Is decimal. Okay, so is decimal and is digit. These actually check whether or not the content of your string is a decimal or a digit. So if I say my string is 1 and then I say is digit, it says true because it is. If I say a dot is digit, it's false because it's not actually a digit. Same with a decimal, which is weird because in decimal doesn't actually, it actually checks for integers. I don't know why it's really called decimal, because that seems to be a decimal and it gets false. But if I just say 1, like, okay, yeah, that's apparently true. So it's a bit odd. Is identifier. I haven't played with that one. Is lower. Okay, so that just checks if the string is lowercase, if it's only numeric. Wait, is numeric? Is numeric. Okay, that's true. What about this one? How is that false? I don't understand. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not even gonna just, it looks like that's another is decimal or is digit. Where I'm curious if there's really a difference there. Is title is space, like I guess if it's just an empty space, is printable. I'm curious what a non-printable string is. Is numeric, is title, is uppercase, and join. Okay, so join is it actually an interesting one. So join, you can let's see. So essentially join takes in another iterable and then it joins the different values together while connecting them. So if you have a list like apples, oranges, bananas, like that, assign that to a list, or my list equals that. And then you say, you create a string. And this string is actually what you want to connect the items in this list as. So if we have a list and we say, we create a string with a space, and then we say string.join, and then we put in my list, it's going to add that right between each of those. So if I make this a dash, it's going to put dashes between each of these. If I say, I don't know, underscore, same thing. If I say, hi, Bob, it does the same thing. So it puts hi, Bob between each of these, and it works. So yeah, that's how you can join like different iterables. And I'm actually curious, like if I do this and then I say dot join, and then I say something like hello, like if I join another string with it, dot join, oh, there's I. Yeah, so that does work. Yeah, you can put dashes and do all kinds of fun stuff with join. So that's cool. Yeah, it takes in an iterable essentially, and then it puts whatever your string is in between each item inside of that iterable and joins it all into another string. So that's neat. Next, let's see here. Just, I think of, isn't there? Yeah, there's just. I don't remember what this one does, but let's see. Hello.ljust. 5. I don't quite. Okay, let's ask help. String.ljust. A padding is done. Returned a left justified string of length width. Okay, so that means hello.ljust to 10. Okay, so it adds padding relative to where the string is starting. What if we say, okay, so rjust does the same thing, I'm assuming. So rjust just does it on the opposite side. Yeah, what if we say ljust of 10 as well? Rjust wins because we did it first. 15. Okay, so yeah, I can tell you the easier way of doing this is just saying dot center than just saying, yeah, that does exactly what we did, but without all the work. So yeah, it just adds, I guess, padding, like whether either to the left or the right, based on how many characters like you want this space to take up. So that's neat. But bum bum bum. Okay, so we're back here. Make trans. Oh wait, so we did L strip. Oh, no, wait, no, we did ljust. We did, oh, we didn't do lower. Okay, so let's get into dot lower. So I'm going to make this normal case. So capital HELLO. Of course, lower just makes it lowercase. If we say dot upper, that makes it uppercase. Whoops, uppercase. If we say hello dot title, actually, you know what? We're not going to do it with this one. We're going to say hello darkness, my old friend dot title. Yeah, and that makes it to where each word has its own capital. But if we say dot capitalize, okay, yeah, so capitalize only does it with the first one. That's right. Yeah, so that is neat. Let's do what's next here. Okay, so L strip. Okay, so L strip is basically, I think, whenever there's like some extra spacing on the side. And I could be wrong here, but if we say L strip, oh wait, I just did it on the right. Yeah, so say you have a string with like extra spaces here for some reason, like if you're reading a file and there's just a bunch of extra space. So L strip Yeah, it gets rid of all the space on the left. It should be the same for the right. So if we say have a big old string like this and we say .rstrip, now it's only going to have all the space on the left. Yeah, because it took off everything on the right here. So that's neat. Now make, wait, what was the, make, oh wait, you know what? I'm just going to say, we'll just do that command again. Star dir whatever sep equals \n, and yeah, so make trans, let's see, hello dot make trans 10. Help make trans. What does this do? Oh, returns a translation table usable for string dot translate. Um, Character, 2 arguments. Okay, so I guess it translates it or something. Make trans. I don't know what the arguments are though. Okay, well that's unfortunate that there's not more documentation. Partition, yeah, like partition, I can tell you I've never worked with partition. Hello.partition, exactly one argument, must be a string. All right, what does this actually do? Help string.partition. Partition the string into 3 parts given using the given separator. The separator is not okay. So maybe if we say hello dot partition L. Oh, that's weird. Okay, cool. So it splits the string, or yeah, it splits the string into even parts at a given separator. But what if it's 6 characters? What happens there? Hello. Okay, so it just splits it at the first character where you find this. Okay, that might be useful in some situation that I don't know of off the top of my head. Neat. All right, so remove prefix. Remove prefix. Okay, so hello dot remove prefix of, I guess, H. Okay, yeah, so it just returns a string without whatever the given prefix is. Can it be more than one? Yeah, it can. Yeah, but it's only if it's a prefix. And suffix, I'm going to assume the same. Nice. All right. Double O's. Nice. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, we know what these do. Replace. Okay, so replace can actually be pretty useful. So replace can work similar to I guess join in some cases. So like I'm just gonna make this random string here, and then I'm gonna say dot replace, and essentially we're going to choose a character that we want to replace and what we want to replace it with. So I'm gonna replace the text. What do I want to change here? We're going to replace an empty space, and we're going to replace it with nothing. So if you want to get rid of spaces in a string and put everything together, you can do it this way. So you replace all spaces with an empty string, and now it's all squished. We can replace them with dashes. We can replace the, let's see, what's a reoccurring letter? Let's replace all of the E's with, I don't know, tilde. That only worked once. Oh, wait. Oh no, there was only one E. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was looking at the replace text. You know, we're gonna write the word replace in here. And now it worked. Yeah, so that's a pretty useful one. Actually, you'll use replace a lot when you're coding in Python because it makes things pretty neat. Pretty neat. Let's see, split. Okay, yeah, so split's pretty cool. Our partition are fine. Okay, so all of these indexes, I guess it's just from the right. So it's like a backwards find an index. Are just fine. I don't know if wait, did we find a just? Oh yeah, I think yeah we did that. Are just partition split strip. Yeah, so I think we'll just move to like these. So yeah, on the split part, it's actually pretty neat. So if we say A space B space C, then say dot split, it'll actually turn this into a list. So this is pretty useful. Like let's say you want to build a deck of cards, you can say, what is it? Spades, clubs, hearts, and that other one, which diamonds. So you can say like this, for example, and if you want to make this into a list, but just like maybe not write out all of the lists in text, you can just say split like this, and now you have all of them because by default split um, it splits a string into different items and puts them into a list. But you can also, so the default value in here is actually an empty space. That's why you'll see that this was easily broken up without anything. But you can also split the string at a different letter. So if I wanted to split everything at E's, now it splits it pretty weird and it gets rid of all the E's because it splits them there. So yeah, there's spad, clubs, and arts diamonds. So yeah, that splits a string and breaks it up into a list. And also it returns a list and not a string. So that is something that can be useful and something to be aware of. Next, split lines. Split lines. Okay, so this I haven't done. Hello dot split lines. Does that like, does there have to be a new line? Hello world. Okay, so that just splits empty yeah, so it splits a string at empty new line or sorry, it splits a string at any new lines. So I haven't actually talked about that yet, so that would probably be useful now. So if you have a string and you add \n somewhere in the string like this, hello, my name is Bob. Oh wait, that was a mistake. There we go, like this, but instead of just typing it like that, you actually print it. Hello, \n, my name is Bob. Yeah, so \n is how you can add new lines whenever you want to print something. And why is there an empty space? Oh, I see. \n. Yeah, there we go. How are you? Yeah, so that's pretty neat. And I guess this dot split lines. Yeah, so I think it just splits your string and creates it into a list based off of all of these new lines. So yeah, it's like regular split, except instead of splitting at spaces, it splits at the new lines. So that's fun. Next we will do. So split lines start. Oh, starts with. Okay, yeah. So this just checks whether or not a string starts with something. So I can say like if so if I say name equals Zach, then I say name dot if name dot starts with Zach, print what a cool name. And I actually should have put Z. Yeah, so it did run. Starts with the Z. Oh, whoops. Yeah, what a cool name. And I can say if name starts with, I don't know, let's say someone watches this named Abigail or something. Name starts with an A. Now she's gonna have a cool name. Yeah, so it didn't run because my name starts with a Z. So that's, yeah, it just checks whether or not a string starts with something and returns a Boolean value. Next, we shall do swap case. Oh wait, no, we haven't done strip. Okay, yeah. So strip is pretty useful. So I think I showed you lstrip before. So essentially this is going to look for empty space at the beginning or end of a string. But not like in between, like where there are actually characters. And it will remove any of the empty space. So dot strip. And yeah, so it removes all the empty space like around a string. So yeah, it just kind of trims the fat there. Nice. And that's what like lstrip and rstrip do as well. Like just there for in case you only want to split it in one direction. So starts with swap case. Strip. Okay, yeah. So swap case is pretty self-explanatory. So if I say, hello, my name is Zach. Currently, H and Z are the only capital letters. Everything else is lowercase, and we say swap case. Now it's backwards. So hello, my name is Zach, but in a different way. Yeah, so like all of the uppercase are lowercase and all of the lowercase are uppercase now. So it just swaps them. Next. Man, there's a lot. Title. I think I showed you title already. Translate. Oh wait, translate. I haven't actually tested. So hello.translate. What's the argument for translate? String.translate. Oh, it takes in a table. Oy. Translation table, which must be a mapping of you. Okay, so I couldn't tell you an example with that, but maybe we can Google it. This would be a good video that could be edited, and maybe I'll ask Stas to edit it in the future just to have a nice cleaned up version. But this one, I think Stas was out skiing today, so he's probably sleeping at this point. Yeah, so today I might just Google it, but it will be a pretty long video. Upper, of course, makes everything upper. Z-fill is actually an interesting one. So we're going to say hello, and then I'm going to say dot Z-fill 10. Yeah, so essentially this is where it essentially finds like the length of your string and it fills in with Z's or zeros for however long the string is supposed to be. So this is particularly useful when you're working with date times and you want to have a consistent layout. So like, how can I give you an example here? From datetime, import datetime. Okay, say like you're trying to find like certain hours in a day or whatever, something like this. Okay, actually, there was a use case that related to datetime that I used, but I can't remember it now. So for right now, just know like, I don't know, if you say like 1 and then dot zfill, say like the string is supposed to have 2 characters. Oops, like that. For I in range 100, we're gonna say print I dot zfill 3. So we're saying that this string I zfill 3. Yeah. So what this is going to do, at least ideally, is it's going to have empty. Actually, I'll just show you. So I'm going to press enter here, and we're going to look at these numbers. And actually, let's start this range at 1 and go to 101. not 1,000. So like this. So as we can see in the beginning, it added 2 zeros and the one here. So this can be useful if you're working with like file naming, for example, and you wanted to create 100 files. Like it actually wouldn't even be hard to do. Like watch this, from pathlib import path for I in range 1 to 100 and 1. This, I'm going to show you how to create 100 files here. So we're going to say path to f file underscore, then we're going to take I dot zfill 3. So file, actually, we're just going to say this and then say dot touch. And we're going to create all these files right here. So watch this directory right here and go. Oh, wait, no. Int object has no attribute, right? Because it needs to be a string. And let's go. Oh, unexpected indent. Ah, right, because so like that and that one. Skadoosh. All right, yeah, now we have a bunch of files that are unnamed, but we do have all these files here that we just created. Even better if we call them .py files. This is gonna make my directory really big, but whoops. Oop, and go. All right, yeah, so now we have a bunch of intermixed Python files. Yeah, so that's how you can make files using pathlib. That's a separate topic, but I just wanted to show you some use cases for zfill. And I think that was the last one. So now we've explored all of this, or all of the, or at least most of the methods, most of the useful ones. The other ones I think were just Booleans, and I didn't understand translate. So right, and also VS Code's gonna take a while to delete all those. Nice. All right, well that's fun. Example for translate really quick because I am quite curious. Python string translate. What does this do? Okay, so Google's being a bit slow. Nope, that's not what I meant. I mean, what the hell does the translate method do? Okay, so 83, 80. Sure, try it myself. Run. What? I don't understand how hello Sam turned into hello Pam. Oh wait, okay, use a dictionary. Okay, yeah, so that I think also has something to do with encoding that I couldn't tell you about, but I don't really see a use for it, so it's kind of, when I think of translate, I think of translating languages, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So maybe this is useful in some computer science context, but general use, I can't say I see a strong use for it. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And I stopped tracking these. Okay, so let's do the next thing. So we talked about new lines. So if you want to add a new line to your string, my string equals hello, you add \ends, and your interpreter should find, or your code editor should, if it has appropriate syntax highlighting, it should highlight this \n and show you that it's a special character. There are more special characters like tab, for example, in a string is \t. Hello, my name is Zach. Or let's see. Yeah, you might even add like \t if you want it to be like a paragraph type thing. So we can add 2 of them like this. And this is one way to format your string. And if we print this, you'll see what it looks like. Print my string. Yeah, so it says, hello, my name is Zach, like so. Now, this can not really look very good. So like in just your code in general, even though it is short, but it can still not look very nice. So something you can do in this specific scenario, and we will continue to print my string. So if you want to make this just look a bit better, you can either one, use a multi-line string, which is completely fine, or you can add this, add a parentheses before the string. you can still keep all of the, all of these, all the backslash n's you want on a particular line. Just make sure you close that string. But if all you do is wrap it in these parentheses, it'll actually just combine these together without you having to do anything. So yeah, now you can like work with strings a bit nicer and they can come out in a better format. You'll still need to manually add the backslash n's in this case, but it still works out. It still works out. There we go. All right, so let's play there. Yeah, might want to add one more backslash n though at the end of that one. And boom. Yeah, so that's how you can do a bunch of this cool stuff. There are more than this, but I honestly don't remember all of them. Like I think there's one even for like backslashes. Oh, also, if you do make a string, so my string, and you want to add, like let's say I want to say I'm something where I need another like, I guess apostrophe in this case. You can use backslash I'm if you are like essentially it's a, I forget what the terminology is. It's either an apostrophe, but in Python like these are single quotes. But yeah, if you need to put like a single quote in the middle of a string, you can use backslash as an escape character and you'll be able to actually use it. Whereas if you don't have the backslash and you say I'm Zach, but you use single quotes around it, it will break the string and Python will give you a no error, which is no fun. The other option is you can just put these in double quotes and you won't have that issue anymore. So that is something. However, a note on that, in I think PEP 8, it does recommend that you kind of pick whether or not to use single or double quotes and just stick with that throughout most like the rest of your project. I typically use double quotes whenever it comes to multi-line strings or doc strings. So that is just something that I do. But yeah, that's pretty much everything to do with these quotes. Now, I think the last thing I can show you, and I'm not going to show you the old way of doing like string formatting because there is a much uglier way than what we went over, but I will show you F strings. So if you have a string and you want to put a variable in it in a way that's not this format, that's like a template, like let's just say we have some names like names equal Jeff, Frank, and Debbie, I don't know, something like that. And you just need a quick string that you want to have formatted and use dynamic data with. You can say for name in names, print. This is what's known as an F string. So it's just another way of formatting a string, but it uses an actual predefined variable name for the argument inside of it. So if I say hello name for name in names, and we run this, like here. Yep, so hello, Jeff, Frank, and Debbie. Yeah, so that's like a quicker way of doing the string formatting if you don't already have a template like before and you just want to put it in a single line. So instead of saying like dot format at the end, you just put in an existing variable inside of your string and it will be there and dynamic. So that's pretty nice. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Normally when I say that, that means I'm missing something, but yeah, I pretty much covered best practices. The only other thing is if you see this multi-line string right here, and you want to, what was I gonna say? Okay, yeah, so check this out. So I'm just gonna print the multi-line string as it is, multi-line string, and I'm gonna print hi right above it. And what you might see, let's see. Wait, oh, it's printing all of this other stuff too. So delete, 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 delete. Oh, whoops, I deleted that backwards. Delete, 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 delete. Yeah, so what I wanted to show you is play So you see how hi has 2 spaces here, even though like here our text only starts like right below it. Or wait, yeah. So like this looks like just 3 lines of anything, but we also print hi right here. Now you might think that hi would just be like right above, like essentially where this line is. But because we have an empty space here, it's going to count this as an empty, like as a new line because it's a multi-line string. And to fix this, if you have this need or desire, you can just add a backslash right after the first triple quotes if there's a new line there, and press play. And now it's gone and these two are right next to each other. So before it had hi, empty new line, and then 2 more lines or 3 more lines. Now it only has hi, no empty space between, and 2 more lines as well. So that is, I believe, the last useful thing that I can show you when it comes to strings. So thank you for watching this deep dive video. If you liked my content, please subscribe. That would be awesome. Also, if you ever want my actual personal coding help and you're looking for something a bit more personal, well, because my channel's still new, you can definitely reach me in the comments and I will reply. And if we need more, or if you need more like one-on-one help, you can always reach out to me on Code Mentor, which I always leave a link to in the descriptions of my videos. At least the ones that talk about coding and they're more educational. So yeah, that is the call for today, or the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and bye for now.